We are here on the porch with Front Porch Music. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Logan. And guess what, Jenna?
We already know.
We know, but the people listening might not know.
They know. What do you guys know? What do you guys think we know you know?
Yeah, you tell us. Pause for answers.
If you guessed that we're 2-time CCMAs at the 2026 awards, you'd be right.
You forgot to say the word nominees.
I did so. Shout out to anybody who partook in getting us on the nomination. We really appreciate it. This year, the podcast is nominated for Country Music Programmer Special or Digital Feature of the Year, once again, which is really great. But surprise, we are also nominated for Country Personalities of the Year.
Jenna, we have a personality.
It's all me.
Yep, you're the personality hire.
I'm your personality.
She carries the personality for the both of us. That's how I made it on that ballot.
It's crazy.
Jumping into this week's episode, we spoke with Jeremy from the Blue Ridge Band. And by we,
I did.
Jenna did. I was there in and out.
In spirit. In spirit. Logan had some technical difficulties once again, so Jeremy and I chatted about a lot of things. One of those things being him and a friend have started a music festival. It started off as a small circuit, and that's really cool. So we can't wait to pick his brain on the Mastered podcast at some point about building your own festival. He had lots to say about that, his music career, moving to the US for a couple of years before coming back to Lévis, where he is from.
We spoke about the difference between writing songs in English and French, and how the Blue Ridge Band was always conceptualized as more of an English side, because interestingly enough, when he writes music, even though he's French, he writes in English.
We did talk a little bit about hockey, but not too much, so if you're a Canadiens fan or a Maple Leafs fan, tune in. And we did talk about Quebec City and its potential for sports and more music, and it's like the culture of Quebec City. We really liked visiting there. Shout out Festival Country La Binière for sending us over there.
And I can't wait to hear this episode, since I was barely there.
Wow.
So here's our conversation with the Blue Ridge Band. Do 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 do.
We didn't hit record before Jeremy started overloading us with compliments on our Tennille Arts episode, but so there's no evidence.
Go ahead,
of it,
say it again.
I just said that you did a great job. It was such a great episode. I don't know, like you've talked about such great stuff. So congrats. I mean, it's always good to have good compliments from somebody else that you don't know. So hey,
you're so right.
And we'll be using that as a great testimonial.
There we go.
And on that note, welcome to the porch. I don't want to try and say the French of your last name, so I'm going to go with Jeremy.
Yeah, and honestly, it's in English words. Like, yeah. It's so funny
Plant?
because, like, I work in the U.S. and people from the U.S. always try to do, like, the French version, but plant is the same words. Like, and it says the same way. It's just, like, different accent. But
when I say it,
it
sounds
plant.
nice.
It's plant.
Yeah. Like, plant in French, but if you say Jeremy Plant, it works perfectly. Like, I understand that you're talking to me, so it's great. I don't mind.
See, what you need to know about Jenna here is...
The second we start speaking French,
she's useless when it comes to French. The only time I've seen her not talk is every time we go to Quebec. It's lovely.
Wow.
It's funny because my drummer Sam got the same problem when you go anywhere else from Quebec because he talks a lot, like too much. But every time that we go somewhere else where there's people speaking in English, since he's not like a good English speaker, like it's really funny because he's trying, but he doesn't speak as much as he's used to, and it's really funny for the rest of the band because like we're not used to don't hear Sam, so it's funny.
Jenna, see,
me and Sam, we'd be a quiet friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll be in Quebec, and like people will be talking, and Jenna will just look at me like, "Help," because I don't know if you know, but I am bilingual, so.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
How did you learn?
I grew up in Ottawa, and I went to French school to the point where I had a French accent when I was a kid, and my parents don't speak any French, so they were like, whose kid is this? And then I was eventually taken out of the French program because my English was too bad.
Oh, so bad. But hey, that's cool for you then. Like in your job, it must be pretty useful, right?
It has its moments, especially when we go into Quebec for some French festivals. Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
Especially when we go
Like
to
I
it's
mean,
Nordiques,
rare.
Quebec.
I'm pretty rusty, but it takes a few minutes to get back into it.
But like, if you can understand when people talk to you, like because there's a bunch of people from Quebec who don't really know like English well as well, so
Hmm.
you can like help them as well. But it's pretty rare to as like to me to have been work outside of Quebec to have I've been working outside. Like a lot of people just don't get a word in French. So yeah, congrats to you, man.
No, especially in in country music.
Yeah, especially in country music.
We've kind of jumped in far, but Jeremy Plante
Yeah.
is the front man for Blue Ridge Band. And
Oh yeah, we got to introduce you.
yeah, we
Hey, hi
sailed
guys.
right through that part. But your band is having quite the year. We first heard of you at, well, through our friends Joelle and Julianne, but through the Boots and Hearts Emerging Artist Showcase. So
Yes.
we have a lot to cover between before that to today. So, Jeremy, thanks for hanging out with us. How about you start with a little bit of an intro to the Front Porch listeners about yourself, how you got into the band, and why you drew the short straw and had to talk to us today.
All right. So, do you have a lot of time? Because I talked a lot, so I can do the short version or the long version. What do you want?
Yeah, we
Let's go
have about
short.
half an hour to 40 minutes, so
All right.
start
I'm
now.
gonna try to make it short. All right. So yeah, I'm Jeremy Plant. I'm the singer. I play the guitar and piano and a bunch of other stuff. I'm in what we call a new country. Like back home, we like to call it new country because we compare ourselves more to I don't know, bro country as Florida Georgia line, and even closer to like a band like Simple Plan than for example Alan Jackson. So we're far from like what I like to call like old country maybe, not old country, but like that original country, traditional country maybe. So yeah, we like to mix a different kind of genre of music together. We came from the pop punk scene, and we kind of moved to the country scene about 6 years ago. We have two albums out, and yeah, so we since then, since this last 6 year, we've been stepping up every year, and it's pretty crazy. It's been a hell of a ride. And my drummer and I have been working together for like 20 years, something like that, because we had another project before called Mac 12, more on the pop funk, Maroon 5 ish kind of music. So yeah, and I study jazz. So like I've been playing a lot of different genre of music toward my career, and yeah, pretty fun. We've been together for 6 years. We while writing the first album, we were only two guys, so only Sam and I, and Martin, the third one, was the producer. So I just asked him to produce the album. And after like two songs in the process, at the end of the session, he just stopped me and asked, "Man, I will really want to play those songs live if you will let me." And I was like, "Man, you're part of this, so if you just want to join, like, come be a full member with us." And since then, the rest is kind of a history. You know, like we started writing a full album, and it was kind of easy. It went so easy. Like the recording process, the writing process as well. I feel like we're all how you call that? Like when I'm good at something, Martin is good at something else, and Simon is good at something else. So we're completing each other. You know. So it was really fun. It was a cool process, and every time that we release a new song, we try to hit another step and be better, like having better lyrics and joining some other artists, sometimes as other writers. And so it's been a hell of an adventure, and it's always scared because we don't know how long it will be like that. But hey, so yeah, we come from
So
far, and we have a lot of experience before of different genre, and yeah, that's it.
when you guys started as Blue Ridge Band, I
Yeah.
guess you said 6 years ago, were you were you called Blue Ridge Band, and did you have English music in uh, your mind, or was it starting in French, or kind of always doing a bit of both?
Well, the thing is, I'm the one writing the lyrics, and even before Blue Ridge Band, when I write songs, even if I speak in French, I don't know. My first version of every song are in English. I heard that like there's no lyrics in it. When I write a melody, for example, I'm gonna say like English-ish words and not French words. Like my French version of the songs that we do for radio,
Hmm.
we do it after. So we have like the original version, like a full song in English, and then we kind of translate it. But it's not really translation. It's more like a French version for Quebec radio, which is a pain in the ass to do. By the way, like I really hate that, but I do it for my family and for my friends to make sure that they understand what I'm doing.
And Quebec
And
has its own music system too, so like
yeah, it's a
you have
whole
to.
different industry. Like, so if there's musicians from outside of Quebec, like listening to us right now, probably it is. Like, Quebec is a whole different industry than the rest of Canada. Just know that, like, it doesn't work the same way. People doesn't listen to the same people as well. So they don't. A lot of people are really huge in Canada, but nobody knows them in Quebec. It's really crazy. So it's a
That's one of the
whole
most
different.
fascinating things to me.
Yeah, it's a whole different things to do. And so yeah, what was the question again? Do we write in English first? Yeah. So yeah, we write. We had the goal to do an international project from the beginning. So that was the goal of the Blue Ridge Band. We wanted to start in Quebec, but we knew that Quebec sometimes are not huge fan of like English music that comes from Quebec. When you come from Quebec, you need to do French songs. So if you want to be, I don't want to say famous, but like an actual artist in Quebec, you kind of need to be popular outside of Quebec and then come back. And then people will actually listen to what you're doing. So it's another crazy thing about Quebec, but is
Crazy.
actually how it works. Yeah,
Complicated.
it
Very
is.
complicated.
It is.
Okay, so if you were, I think that's like a little bit of an interesting take. Like, you've always been writing this music in English, even when you're going melody first. And like, how bilingual are you? Like, have you always spoke English and French personally then? Because I feel like that's a hard thing to transition in your head.
Uh, it is. It's becoming easier year after year. Like, I'm getting better every year. So no, to answer your question, no. Most of my family doesn't speak English. Now they're a bit better, but like, honestly, I don't come from a musician family. I don't come from people who travels a lot. But yeah, now it's changing. And in when I finished high school, I decided to live in the U.S. for 2 years. Actually, to just kind of break that line that I had for English. Like, I knew English, but it wasn't fluent, and I always had to translate in my head. So it was really long to have a discussion with somebody. And so yeah, 2 years I worked there. I was a triathlete back then, so I was like kind of
Cool.
training people there in a vacation camp called Camp Maris. And I spent 2 years there learning English and had some friends from all around the world. It was crazy. It was 2 great years. And when I came back, I was an entirely different person. Like, I knew English really. It was a lot more easier for me to write things and speak to people in English.
Where are you from?
Quebec City, actually,
Oh,
Lévis.
okay.
So it's
Oh,
on the
you're from
South
Lévis,
Shore.
right?
Yeah, do you know where it
Right.
is?
We
hmm
stayed there.
We drove through it.
You
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
stayed
we
No,
there.
we
stayed there.
stayed there. We stayed there.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Why?
a couple of years ago we went to Festival Lobinière,
Yeah.
and then we stayed in Lévis because there's nowhere to
Maybe.
stay in Saint Agapi. So
Yeah. No, it's a small town. Well, actually, Saint Agapi is about 15 minutes from where I am right now. So yeah,
oh
I'm
yeah,
from there. My parents are from there. Um, so yeah, I'm really
yeah,
close
not
to
much
there.
English there at all.
No.
That's where Jenna was the quietest.
But that's crazy because it became one of the like biggest country festival in Quebec. Like, there's
hmm
Lasso, there's Saint Sid, but like Festival de la Binière was one of the first kind of new genre of country festival like theme, and it became so big so fast because people there listen to that a lot and here listen to that a lot. But I don't know, like, it's so weird. It's three guys from Levy who just like start that thing. It became so big, but nobody speaks the language.
It
It's
was a really
funny,
cool festival though.
and it's such like an American thing as well, like country music. But here you're in the middle of Quebec City and like back country and all that.
Since you're from Quebec City-ish, are you a hockey fan? And if yes, are you sad the NHL hasn't found its way back there and the PWHL didn't choose Quebec City for the expansion?
So of course I am. Like, if you're from Quebec, you should be a hockey fan. Like, it's been in your DNA for like since your youth. Yeah, I grew up in hockey. I mean, all my family was playing. I was playing until like midget, which is like 17 years old ish. I've played all my life, but the reason I stopped playing is just because I didn't have the time anymore, like going on tour and stuff. So I wasn't able to be there during the match. I was only there during the practice, which is really sad when you're a young boy playing hockey. So yeah, I'm a huge hockey fan. Second thing, it was okay, yeah. Am I sad that the NHL didn't find its way back there? Yes, I am, but at the same time, I'm not sure it would work as well as I did back then. You know, like when the Nordic was there against the Canadian. I don't know. I know there's people who are still like sad and mad at like against that, but I mean, you need to go forward. Like, I mean, I don't know. We don't want another team to come here. I feel like if there's a new team come here, just create something new in Quebec. But we have a weird industry. There's not a lot of people in Quebec compared to other big cities. So I don't know. I'm not sure it would work as well as it did back then. So yeah, I'm kind of sad that we don't have this because it's to me it's kind of the I don't know the biggest hockey city in the world, but at the same time I'm not sure if it works. So and we still have the Canadian. It's just like 2 hours away. People sometimes just hate the Canadians, but they like this year we had the best example that when they're good and when we got a good team, people follow and people go to see them. So yeah. And you had the third
I
question there, right?
no.
No.
Oh,
Okay, I
the
answered
women's
everything.
team. No, the women's league was thinking of expanding to Quebec, and they had their takeover thing there. So maybe that's how hockey goes back to Quebec City is through the PWHL.
And and that would be a great idea because there's a lot of female would like to play hockey, but they just can't because they're not enough league, or you need to like go pretty far to play if you really want to play,
Hmm.
and like there's not enough categories, so you really need to be like a good hockey player to play in the female league. I feel like. And so yeah, I think that will be a good thing just because we're lacking. Like there's a lot of people who wants to play, but we're kind of lacking the team in the categories there. Yeah. So another
I
league of
I'm
hockey female will be great.
Yeah. I'm from rural Ontario originally, and the amount of girls playing hockey, and you're saying like different categories, like same here, but they're actually so much sign up and so many people wanting to go to skills camps that they're like the girls hockey is growing so much in these rural areas, which is nice because when I was young, it was either you play local league or you played like AAA, and there was nothing in between. And now it's like they have the double Bs and the Bs, and that's sick because it's not all just one really great team and a bunch of like local leagues. So, anyways, the PWHL is doing great for hockey in Canada, I think, for girls, anyways.
Well, it's I
Hmm.
mean compared to the boys, it's crazy. Like every school here, like high school, got their like the hockey program,
Yeah.
but just for the boys, not for the girls, which doesn't make any
Oh,
sense, you know? Like if you're
yeah.
a girl and you want to play, you need to play in a boys team, but you cannot be like in double letters. So you cannot go like in 2C, 2B and
Mm,
triple A or you cannot go there. The best that you can do I think is A, which is still stupid.
pretty
The
good,
only
but
difference is because at a certain point when you I know I feel like they want to protect the girls, but it doesn't make any sense. If you want to go play, play. I mean if you're good enough, play. So yeah.
exactly. Period.
Period.
Um, one more hockey question because hockey's not really Logan's sport. I it's more related. I think
I love
Toronto
it.
Maple Leaf fans clip me on this, and Montreal Canadiens fans are the same level of asshole to their own teams. If they're sucking, it's like I don't care, and if they're like doing well, everybody's on board. Sue me. That's why they hate each other. That's why there's a rivalry because they're the same kind of asshole.
I think it's also because both team has been there for a while. Like it's been a long time since there's been like a that rivalry between them. So that and yes, totally. There's like hard fans of hockey that like in everything. There's people who are just too much. It's a sport. If you like it, watch it. But at the end, don't break any stuff because your team loses or because
Or
people are
because they
crazy.
win.
Oh, because they're winning. But yeah,
Crazy.
But yeah, I know that Toronto had difficult years for a while, and Canadian had not much better years, honestly. But it was like the first year since I don't know when, since Canadian was actually good, were actually good and had an actual chance to win.
It
So
has
yeah,
been longer since the Leafs were good and had an actual chance.
I
Um,
think yeah.
Much longer.
Like
Hey,
ever, kind of.
you're telling it, not me. I'm just like
Yeah, you're being politically correct here. I'm the one. Anyways,
Jen
I'm
is
trying.
about to get skewered on the internet because of this clip that we're going to post.
I don't even care. I don't even
Go
care.
Maple Leafs, go!
I can never say that. Nope, nope, nope.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Hockey, music. What else is missing from your trio of who you are as a human being?
I think we're just people, like pleaser. We the beginning of that band was because we were lacking live music. We are three huge fan of live music and watching shows. Since I'm able to buy tickets to see shows, I'm going to see shows. We got in Quebec, we got the Festival de Quebec. I've been there. It's my first year since I don't remember when that I not going just because I'm not going to be in town during the festival, and I'm really sad about that. But it's like it's 11 shows, 11 days, and I'm always there. Like I'm a huge fan of like, and every time somebody comes close to my house that I can go see, I'm watching shows, and I love that. So the beginning of that band was that. So we wrote an album thinking about the live shows. So thinking about giving concert, make people sing, make people dance, make people cry. We just thought about the show right from the bat. So yeah, and it's still really important for us. So like if you want to understand who is the Blue Ridge Band, you kind of need to see a show. We're not big social media people. We're not big like we love people and we love our community, but I know there's a bunch of artists who are a lot better than us doing this thing. We're kind of stuck in the 80s, 90s, where when like I don't know, music was different, and I know what I need to do, but I kind of don't want to do it. Not because I'm doing it. Yes, I'm doing it, but it's not where we're the best. I don't know. Like we've been playing shows since 20 years. We did bars, we did cover, we did wedding, we did so much stuff, and now we got our own songs. People listening to our own songs, sings to our own songs. We want to see people. So yeah, that's the third thing that you want to learn about us. That's it. We like to be in the people, in the
So
crowd.
you
I love
said
that.
that you started out in more of like the pop punk kind of
Yeah,
area with like the influence of Simple Plan and
yeah.
bands like that. Where did the countryside come in? Like where did you find like the inspiration or the home in country music? Is it something that you grew up listening to as well as pop punk or
Yeah, the pop punk appears in my teenage years, but before that, like I grew up listening to country music. My both my parents are from La Beauce, which is like um, I don't know how to describe that, but like backcountry a little bit more. So maybe like an hour from Quebec City, which and
Mhm.
there people got their own kind of country, like traditional country, and my parents grew up with that as well as listening to like Garth Brooks, Keith Urban. It was part of what I listened to when I was younger. So it was always part of me. But as a good teenager, when you became a teenager, you just want to listen to anything far from what your parents was listening to back then. So I just wanted to try something else. So yeah, so I grew up then listening to pop punk, and around like 2014, there was a band called Florida Georgia Line who arrived and kind of push what we call bro country, but to me it was more like the mix of, like I said, pop melodies mixed with a bit of country sound, heavy guitars to get like that work or that rock sound, and that appeals to us and appeals to me. So from that, I kind of went back to listening to a bit of country music, and it was really like the kind of country that I was listening to. And then I saw Keith Urban, I saw Cody Johnson, I saw Brad Paisley live, and that kind of bite me. Like that was the one of the greatest performances that I ever saw. They're all so good singers as well, good guitar players as well. So I was like, okay, that's the kind of thing I want to do now. And with the other project that we had called Make 12 with Sam, the third guy, we kind of didn't see eye to eye on that because he just wanted to keep in the studio recording some other songs, but not do some live music. And that's what I really wanted to do. So we kind of, we didn't split, but kind of take our separate ways for a while. And we created Blue Ridge Band, and we decided to do country music, but on our own kind of way.
Okay, so you guys start gigging all over Quebec.
Yep.
And as Blue Ridge Band, country music is growing in Quebec at that point because it also wasn't super popular for a while. And then
I think we were just used to a different kind of country. Like the
Okay,
American country was not big in Quebec until maybe like 2019, around that part. Like I said, Ben like Florida Georgia Line and like Nate Smith when he came out. Keith Urban came. I think Keith Urban was the first who actually came to Quebec City for a while. Like it has been like the first like American guy who was he's from Australia, but anyway, like American country kind of guy who came to like international artists for a while that has been in Quebec. And I think a lot of people like me saw the guy and just like start listening to what he was doing and everybody else. But we had our own kind of country was more traditional, and we have country artists here. It was just not the cool genre for like maybe 20 years, something like that. Yeah.
It's actually there's so many like mainstay Canadian artists that if you like a friend from Quebec who you know quite well, I'll say their name and she's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "What? I grew up on this band." Or like, "You don't know this artist?" And she'll be like, "No, Jenna, they don't play that music in Quebec." And I'm like, "What?"
Well,
So it's
yeah,
like very shocking how different the Canadian, like the English Canadian is like there's a category of like the 2010s especially that just doesn't exist in Quebec. Like it's funny.
Definitely.
well, yeah. I
One
mean,
of the
they weren't playing there. They never played shows over there. They never, excuse me, put the effort into playing in Quebec either.
Well, it's a small market as well, so I understand it perfectly. For an international artist who have to put some effort to be in Quebec City, it's a small market compared to the rest of the world, for example, or the rest of Canada even. If you can play all around Canada, and you can't play in Quebec, why do you have to? Right now, I feel like right now it's more important than ever because there's a huge market there. Like a lot of people buy merch. We are one of the last people actually still buy album as well. So for an artist, it's really like important to come to Quebec, I think, because there's a big scene, a big country scene now that wasn't there like 10 years ago. But so yeah, and other thing, you were talking about artists that never came to Quebec. Like I just wrote a song with Danick Dupel, who is
Tell me you've
Quebec.
never heard of Emerson Drive until like that.
Like I've heard it because I'm a musician and I've worked in the Canadian industry for a while, but I think a lot of people in Quebec never heard about Emerson Drive, and they had a couple number ones. I mean, like
In
they were
the
not
US.
just they were not just a band like a popular band. No, they were like the freaking band.
Icon.
They were.
From Canada. Like, and I'm telling you myself, I cannot sing to you one song of Emerson Drive. I just didn't grow with that. I know who they are because I know Danick and I know the other musician in the band, and we've played with them actually. We opened for them a couple of times, but yeah, people in Quebec
Jeremy.
doesn't know Emerson Drive.
Jeremy, I grew up on Emerson Drive. Just
Best.
your little
Best
Ontario
example.
neighbor over here. Crazy. It's
There we go.
crazy. It's crazy. It's like High Valley. You guys don't even play High Valley in Quebec hardly. And they're
A
like
bit.
objectively one of the largest Canadian country bands ever.
A bit more now, but
Yeah?
because like there's a bunch of festival now, country festival. So
Right.
at a certain point, like you don't have much. If you want to bring some good artists, Canadian great artists, like that people know in Quebec. You got Brett Kessel, for example, who has been around for a while in Quebec. But High Valley is now one of the duets that
Okay.
actually works as well.
You guys will catch
But
up. You guys
Yeah,
will
yeah.
catch up.
But it's not like how long I've been there doing this, like High Valley. I've been doing it like
20
10 years.
years?
20 years?
No.
20 years. I feel like people knows them for like 5 years.
Yeah,
Something like
it's so weird.
Yeah, that's
One
crazy.
thing that's super interesting though is like in Quebec, the priority of live is so huge, where I think like people aren't English, sorry, and if you're listening and you're one of these people, sorry, not sorry, but like they're not playing as much as you guys are. You guys,
You,
like, in order to be a successful band in Quebec, you got to be out there playing all the time, and you better not suck. You know?
yeah, yeah, definitely. That's the thing. Maybe that's why we are like this. Why we like live music so much. But yeah,
Yeah.
that does make sense what you're saying. Like right now, we are on top of the country with two other artists, and those two artists doesn't have like half the number of shows that we did in our like this year, for example, just
Yeah.
because we're used to it. And second
Yeah.
thing, in the province, I think we got more festival just in the province of Quebec that there is in the entire rest of Canada. Honestly,
Yeah,
there's so
every small
many
town
festivals,
has a festival.
which is which is kind of started to be a problem, honestly, because to have a festival, you kind of need first people, second money to bring like artists and stuff. Artists are more expensive, and yeah, when we had that little problem earlier, I was telling Logan that Sam and I got our own company and our own festival as well, so we kind of know like the game of how it works as well.
You
And
have
it
or
became
had?
no, we have. We have right now.
Where?
It's called Country Storm. It's about like 20 minutes from. Well, we got three as well. That they're all called Country Storm, but we do in different region. The goal at the beginning of that project was to do a kind of a Vans Warped Tour, but country version. So yeah, and it's kind of worked. We did at a certain point we had 6 festivals in the same year, but it was way too much to organize and to be like as good to anybody and have enough marketing in every
Yep.
event. So it was just too much. But yeah. Anyway, so we kind of understand like the game
Cool.
for festival and the problem that we go through. Sometimes we don't understand that, but yeah. Now artists are really expensive because we know some of the artists are making money with with Spotify and like that kind of music right now, download and stuff. But live music is where you do your money as an artist. We know that it's not a secret anymore. So more expensive for festival when you hire them. In Quebec, we don't have any money left by the government, so government doesn't give us any money for like to help us. Culture is not. I know how to say that, but like government doesn't give money for culture anymore as they did before. Which I understand that in the US it's just never been like that. So we were lucky just to have money at first. It's kind of a change that we're having right now. And yeah, like I said, we had a lot of festivals, but a lot sometimes is too much. So I think we got too much, so people need to kind of decide. And since the COVID, people are used to be back home, doesn't go out as much. We had like post COVID was great because a lot of new festival came out. People was uh, were hungry to go outside and go see live music and be with other people. But after 2 years maybe we got like the other side. So yeah, lately it's getting really hard for festival right now. Yeah, I don't remember what the question was, but hey, I'm
I don't
talking too
either.
much. Sorry guys.
I don't either, but that's okay.
No, this
So
is better
interesting that you guys are
than
running
us having to
festivals
pull the
so good.
information out of you.
It's true. It's true. Um, wow, okay. So wait, go back to Country Storm for a sec. Was this like you booked one group of acts and they traveled, or did you book different people in different places?
So it
Because
was
Warped was
three
like the
days.
same thing, right?
Yeah. So the goal was to have 3 day festival. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or like anyway, so it's 3 days, and we were using the same, for example, tent every place, same team, same tech. So we got our own company, so we got our own stuff. We got our own stage, our own sound and stuff. So we were using the same people and same artists. The first problem that we had is that we couldn't keep the same artist everywhere because it's just impossible to have it was maybe like three band every night, so it was like 9 bands. So it was 9 bands to make sure that they were there 5 to 6 times. It was just impossible. Like after a
That
year,
makes
it was
sense.
like it was just too hard to have the same people. So at a
Yeah.
certain point, we started changing them, and then it was a lot more work just to okay. On that version of Country Storm there on that part of Quebec City, we cannot have that artist, so we have to change it. It was like a shit show to manage, and we were doing that not for money. We were just doing that because we wanted to have our own thing and doing the right thing, because touring a lot as we did, we learned a lot. We saw what's good for an artist, what's good for a crowd, what's bad for a crowd. So I think we had a pretty good thing, and we kind of decided to shrink it a bit. So we just kept 2 now. So we have 2 Country Storm. It's an event of maybe 2,000 people every day, which is pretty great.
Pretty good.
So
Yeah.
we can, and we know that whoever we bring on our festival, there will be at least like 1,000 people every night, because people just come for the event and not necessarily for the artist. So it's a great way to just discover an artist that you like as well. So we could help our artist friends and stuff. And as we were talking off record, Logan, like, because you were telling me that you like helping people as well without being an artist, but that part in the music industry is really cool. Which when I was doing more pop music, I feel like the industry around pop music and hip hop music is a lot different. Like there's a lot of attitude in that kind of genre. I feel like it goes with the genre as well. But in country music, I feel like just grab a beer with the other person and you're just having fun, and it's so chill, which is a lot different in that, which I appreciate a lot. So
Yeah, there's a lot more community for sure.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
I feel like we're not promoting Blue Ridge Band enough, so I'm going to force the transition really casually.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry again. I'm talking way too much, but yeah, I'm doing a lot of
It's
stuff.
fun.
So.
We're learning so much, and now my head is spiraling with ideas. But we'll talk about that off the record also. Okay, you guys are in the top of the country finals with. Remind me who's in this finale: Shawnee Kish and
Morgan Griffith.
Morgan Griffiths. So you're the band in the top 3. What has top of the country been like so far? Did you get to go to Nashville and do the thing?
Yeah, we do. Oh, honestly,
Yeah.
it's such a great program. I wish to every artist at a certain point that they should just live that. As CCMA and
They all
Sears,
wish that too.
Yeah, I know that. We've wished to be part of that thing for 3 years. We've tried to like send it, and they told us like, oh, you were that close, but maybe next year. So like, okay. So we tried a lot, because we've talked a lot before. For a band from Quebec City, you kind of need to be singing in English. I mean, you kind of need to be a little bit famous outside before coming back. So that program was, to us, one of the way to achieve that. And we kind of met everyone that works in the program differently in different era, and people are so great, and the other artists are so great. And Nashville was a dream coming true. You were talking about Nashville. We went there for the CMA. We were like, the goal going there was to play in the CMA, which is awesome. And where we went there, we just saw the schedule and all the other artists that were on the schedule. It's crazy. In the same week, I lived the comeback of Florida Georgia Line. I saw Lainey Wilson. I saw Tim McGraw. I saw Cody Johnson. Did I see Cody Johnson? Keith Urban. I saw Keith Urban, maybe like 10 foot playing acoustic guitar in the what's the name of that thing? The Highway Show. On Sirius. Well, we've lived the dream, honestly. And for guys like us in the small town in Quebec City in Lévis, it was just unbelievable. Like, we were talking about ourselves, like, how many people were able to just be here as in the crowd. I mean, it was just crazy. And seeing those things, I would have a lot of money and I wouldn't be able to buy a ticket that was worth what I saw during this week. So just that part was amazing. But before that, we played in Toronto during Departure Fest. we're going to Lasso. We're going to Saskatoon at the CCMA. Um, I mean, just doing those shows is amazing, but just to be part of that program, people look at the band a different way, and they actually listen to the songs and are curious. So it's good. It's good just for the marketing side, but it's good just to meet those people. And yeah, like right now, we just don't believe that we're there yet. We kind of just surfing the wave now.
I don't think you're supposed to believe that you're there yet, ever. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Well, I
Um,
think it is. Like
have you?
I'm never gonna say that enough, but I feel like we start from the bottom, like really from the bottom. We played in small bars in front of no one. We came from the CMA Fest. We were doing a show at like 12 hours from our home. There were like 50 people of like 70 and over, and we're like, hey, it's part of the game, but like we have
Humbling.
fun playing
Gotta
together.
keep you
And
humble.
there we go. So yeah, I think we're
That's
always
like
gonna stay like that.
the
It's
year
part
you
of us.
guys were in Boots and Hearts. Did you not drive all the way to Oramadante just to turn around and drive like 18 hours or something like that to go play a show
And then drive
back
all
in
the way
Quebec
back.
and then turn around and drive back?
Yeah, you have a good memory. Yeah, we so yeah, there was like
Because
this
Julianne had so
semifinal.
much fun that weekend.
So there was the semifinal, and then and like Boots and I didn't pay anything for like the hotel or anything. So and we needed to drive as well. So we went there, did the thing, won the thing, so the semifinal. So we did the final, but the final was on the Sunday, and we had like 3 shows until Sunday. So we we went to Forestville, which is in the north of Quebec. Like it was 14-hour drive
Oh,
from Toronto, from Boots and Arts. So 14-hour drive in our small van. The entire band came with us. They knew they weren't getting any pay for that. They just do that for the love of the project. So that's another thing that's crazy. On the poster, we are 3 guys because we are the 3 guys that managing the whole thing, writing songs and all that. That's the reason why we're 3. But since the beginning of the band, we are 6 musicians. Even I will say 7 because the soundman is the same since the beginning of the project, and the entire band is the same since the beginning. And we're really lucky for that. So shout out to our musicians because they're amazing. And so yeah, they did that. So 14-hour drive to do Boots and Arts, live our best life there, and the show went well. It was great. And then went back to Forestville, 14-hour drive, and then we had another one close to Montreal, which was like a 8-hour drive, I think. And then from around Montreal, we went back to Toronto on the Sunday. And then we lost in the final against, and we just like on the road, we were like preparing all the animation and how we're going to present our new song because we just released a new song this week. So, and we were on the big stage, so it was something really important for us. And then the other girls did it was a cover of, what did she do? Just Give Me One Reason. That's it. So we lost against the cover. But hey, by the way, Sarah Venderson, that did win, is an amazing singer. So go check her out. She's really good. Such a great person. But yeah, when we went back on the Sunday and we lost, we were, I don't want to say angry, but we were sad.
I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot of traveling for that. Um,
But again, part of the job.
I will say, selfishly, and I'm speaking on behalf of Logan because he somehow has disappeared from this, but we will have to say Sarah Vanderzon is our favorite over you guys because we did get a hand delivery of her vinyl to our homes. So if you'd like to compete in the favoritism games, we're happy to send you our address. Just kidding.
We do not have vinyls yet, but we could make one for you guys.
You see, this is what I'm saying. We can be bought. We can be bought.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's still space there. All right, okay.
There's always room. There's always room.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Have you guys played Lasso before, or will this be your first time?
No, we did. I think 3 years ago on the same stage that we're gonna play. Such a great experience. Like, I mean, people know Lasso for a reason, and I think they won people over. Yes, for the crowd, but mostly for the artists. I think the artist worlds there is like the backstage there. area, the backstage area is called the Artist World. And
Yep.
it's funny because all the artists that any stage that you're playing at, every artist that plays on the festival, they're like the green room are in the same place. So we eat at the same area. So like if he's willing, like the last time that we played, it was Eric Church, like the headlining on our day, and he was like grabbing a beer at the bar, like right in front of my greenhouse. So I was like, hey, green room, sorry, not greenhouse.
Play it cool. Play it cool.
So
I
it
mean,
was, and all the other artists, I know, like we were playing at the same time as Nate Smith, and we were a huge fan. Well, we're still a huge fan of Nate Smith music. So yeah, we could like shake hands, like, hey, good job, guys. You're just doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing. So we're good fangirls as a yeah.
hell yeah.
But keep it chill, but but yeah.
Keep it chill. LOL. Honestly, this is, if you have not been to Lasso, one, what are you doing? Two, best festival I have ever been to. Best festival experience I've ever had, and I didn't even get to see Artist World. The Media World is awesome enough. Like, so exciting. That festival, just like, obviously they run a number of festivals back to back, so they have it down pat, but like everyone's experience is considered, which is like very unique. So
and what
it's
do
too
you
late.
think that? Because I didn't see really like the crowd part of the festival, but what do you think? Like,
Yeah.
you were talking about the media, sorry, yeah, the media as well.
Yeah, well, as
Covered
media, we get VIP access too, which is great, because some festivals don't. They shove you into the GA crowd and hope you get your content, which is stupid. But, I mean, we do have close personal connections at Lasso, your management, but
like Julianne, for example.
yeah. So like, obviously she was always there to be like, hey, did you see this? Go over here, go. But media has our own area for like food trucks and washrooms, and there's like a little entertainment area, and it's really, really nice. And then the media setup is amazing. You just walk in and plug in. Like, that never happens at a festival. And then we go out into the festival grounds. We walked the grounds before they were open. And we went to the very back to be like, what's the like nosebleed experience look like? And it was pretty good, just because it's on such a like hill. It's like no ticket is a bad seat, which is great. But I think part of it is like, it's not that like rowdy, insane, obnoxious crowd, because that's not really the demographic at Lasso. Because they aren't just in the middle of a field going to a trailer. Like, you got to get on the subway after, and you got to go back into the city off the island. So it's like super fun. There's no lines for drinks ever, because there's so many spots to get your drinks. And then, I don't know, I think just like the setup of the island is awesome. VIP, obviously we got to experience that more, and I'm 5 feet tall, so being able to be elevated from the crowd is great.
See the show.
I can see the show. A lovely gentleman. We had been there since 11 o'clock in the morning. This was last summer. And I'm like crouching down because my feet hurt because I'm wearing sneakers, and I should have been wearing like, I don't know, running shoes probably. And he just gets off. It's just like a middle-aged man too. It's not like it's some 25-year-old who can stand and be quiet. He just gives me his seat, and he's like, you want a break? And I sit up beside his wife, and he gives me his seat, and I put my drink up, and I was like, you let me know when you want this seat back. And he's like, oh, I'll be fine. You can have it for the rest of this act. So I got to sit on it. Like, everybody's so lovely. We had so much fun. And I unexpectedly saw so many people I knew there. I'm from Ontario.
Home.
It's
I mean,
fun.
people
so
from Quebec.
Great.
People
It's
from
so
Quebec
great.
are like that.
Yeah, honestly, best festival experience. Sorry, not sorry to other festival friends. Like, if you have not gone to Lasso, you have to go to experience any version of it. It's so great. I have friends who don't like country music who live in Montreal who go to Lasso because of the experience, or because like,
But now they
Oceanic is too
wide.
big.
Like this year, I think Mumford. Yeah, the day that we're playing on Sunday. The headline is Mumford and Son. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's more
I'm
folk,
gonna freak out.
kind of. Yeah, there's a bit of country in what they're doing. There's the banjos and stuff, but like, I mean, it's not full on the country. So you can go there and it's the same thing for the whole lineup. There's a bunch of different kind of genre
Yeah.
artists.
There's
But
something
I
for
feel like-
everybody.
Yeah, there we go. So I think even though you're not a country fan, you'll get what you
You
like
can
there.
enjoy Lasso. Yeah.
You can enjoy.
Did you
that.
know Mumford and Sons was the first artist, I forget in the amount of years, to chart across all radio formats, rock, country, pop, all at the same time, all
I
6
didn't
main
know
radio
that.
formats. And the second person after that, so that song I Will Wait was one of the first in, I can't remember how many years. Nobody has done it since I Will Wait until last year. Cameron Whitcomb charted across all formats.
Oh, really?
Cool, eh? And it's funny because I was like, when I first heard Whitcomb, I was like, it's kind of like Country Mumford and Sons of the 2020s. And then
So you saw it coming. All right.
when my friend told me, from Cameron's team, told me, she's like, did you know? And it hasn't been since Mumford and Sons. And I was like, that's so funny because I'm like, this guy is like Country Mumford and Sons. Interesting, eh?
Yeah, it is. I love Mumford and Sons. They got that bluegrass. That's where they got that bluegrass vibe, which is where the country come from, in that like the instrument and the way they doing their live shows. But it's also super folk, and like there's a few songs that are like rocking the shit out. So I mean they're doing a great job, and I mean the singer, come on, like he's awesome. So
I know his solo project is incredible.
yeah,
Have you listened?
no,
Yeah,
good.
okay, yeah. My friends in the UK are like always rolling their eyes. They're like, Mumford and Sons, yeah, because they obviously have known Mumford and Sons a lot longer than North America has. So they're like, if you like Mumford and Sons, there's 40 other bands you'll like too. And we're like, yeah, it's fine. They'll get here.
Because they used to saw them. It's not special for them, right? That's right.
100%. 100%.
Okay, cool. Did we lost Logan? Definitely. Do you know?
It seems he might be gone. This is quite the day of technical difficulties, I will say, but it's okay. It's okay. He can't get back in, he said. But yeah, so Blue Ridge Band playing at Lasso. You got to do the CMA Fest experience. Have you ever been to Saskatoon?
Never been to Saskatoon. I'm pretty excited. I've lived my first CCMA experience last year with the whole band. We played twice, I think, in the Music Week in Kelowna. Were you in Kelowna last year?
Oh yeah, that was Vacation Central. That was the most vacation CCMAs ever.
Oh, definitely. And everybody that I've talked to about Kelowna told me that lived like different CCMA before. They just told me like it was the best one. Like your first one was the best one. Like it's going to be really hard to like top that one. So, but I'm looking forward to Saskatoon. I've never been there. I've never been to the middle. Yeah. That's crazy. Like I've traveled a lot, but I never see a lot of like the rest of Canada. Like I've seen Ontario, I've seen Quebec, I've seen the eastern part, not a lot of the west part or the middle part. But yeah.
Honestly, I haven't seen much of the middle either.
Yeah.
It'll be good. And then next year we'll go to Newfoundland and it'll knock our socks off. That might actually top Kelowna.
That's what people say. That's what people say.
Let's wrap this up because this technical difficulty is crazy on Logan's part. And these are supposed to be 40 minutes long. Look at us go. Jeremy,
sorry for that. I talk a lot. I know.
It's fine. Part 1, part 2 coming after CCMAs. Let's do that. Maybe we'll have you on our other podcast to talk about festivals. We have another podcast. You can come talk about making or building festivals. That could be fun. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys do have music out right now. What should everybody be listening to?
So we got 2 albums out right now. The first one, Down to Business, and if you want to see the evolution of the band, which you can actually listen to Into the Sound and the lyrics and all that. And so High on You is our second album. We just released a brand new song, which is the first single after the second album. So first album called Loving You Is Easy is the first song that we actually wrote in Nashville. The rest of the song we all produced it ourselves, writing ourselves. With different writers from Quebec City, so purely Quebec music. But go give it a listen. High on You, the album, and Down to Business, the album. We are a Blue Ridge Band. It was a pleasure to be with you, Jenna. Thank you.
And we will see you in Saskatoon.
Yes. Oh, and if you had the chance to come to see us live, that's where you will understand who is the Blue Ridge Band and where our strength is. So yeah, we will be in Ontario this summer in Palmer Rapid. Yep.
Is that Ontario?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
South
I've never been there.
Of Toronto. But there you go. We travel a lot and do shows a lot, so come to see us. We're good guys. Come talk to us.
Thanks for listening to another episode of On the Porch with Front Porch Music. We're so lucky to be able to chat with artists and make episodes like this one. If you like the podcast, remember to rate and review us, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. It's the easiest way to support the show. Remember to check out frontporchmusic.ca to keep up with new music releases, exclusive artist interviews, and more. We'll catch you again on The Porch in a couple of weeks. On The Porch is hosted by Logan Miller and Jenna Weiser, and produced and edited by Jason Saunders. That's me. Our theme song was written, produced, and performed by Owen Wrigley.